In this video, we are going to draw the right side view of the part which we're drawing the orthographic views for. And as we said before, we are going to draw the front view in section, which is going to be this one. But we're going to draw a section in the middle. We're going to cut it in the middle. Now I want to move to draw the right side view here, as you can see. Okay. Actually, it is the left here on AutoCAD, but it's the same. So if the right side view would be this, because this is the front and this is the right side. So the right side view would look something like this, as you can see. Okay, so let's do that. So as I told you before, in the exam you are not going to be given this shape here, this three-dimensional object. You're not going to be given that. You need to imagine these in your minds. Okay, so you need to imagine that this is the front and I want to move to the right like this. Okay, so you need to imagine all of this in your minds. So you're going to be given this thing, exactly something like this. Okay, so here if we want to say draw the right side, the left side, which is shown here from this side. First of all, if so, you imagine yourself standing here and your eyes are here and you're looking like this at this object from the right side. What would you see? You would see, first of all, this rectangle. You would see this area here, which is kind of a U shape. Okay, it's true that it's going to be inclined and moving away from where you are standing here. However, the projection of this U shape will be simply rectangular shapes. So this line will be projected onto kind of this line here on this area. So there you have the projection here. Okay. And what about this cylindrical shape here with the hole in it? It's gonna look exactly like what it did in the front. It's going to be a copy of this. So here, if you take this cylindrical shape with the hole, it doesn't matter if you're looking from the front or from the left or from the right or from the back side even. It's going to look exactly the same with the same dimensions. It only differs when you look at it from the top side view. Okay, so first of all, here on my drawing paper, I'm gonna look here. It's okay, it's fine, because this line, which is the lowest physical line in my front view, is above this line here of the title. Yeah, see this table, which we call the title block. This is above it, which is fine. However, if I draw the right side or here, and I want to place dimensions under it like I did here, I might have to come to the area which is overlapping with the title. Like if I place a dimension like this one, similar to this dimension here, and it comes to that, and it extends all the way down to this table, then what I can do is that I can simply move all of these entities. I can select everything here, go to move entities. Okay, here all of these are the entities that I've chosen. I select from to, so the start point would be, I don't know, somewhere here, and now I want to move it, let's say, upwards till here. Okay, and that's how I would move everything upwards. Now in this case the paper would be small, which I can change by going to the sheet properties here. Okay, but for now, let's go on. I can show you this later, how to do it in class. So the first thing that I'm going to start with is that I'm going to define the borders of my right view. As I told you in the previous lecture, if I draw a line from the most bottom object line or entity or line that I have in the front, and I draw another line from the most top entity that I have in the front view, I guarantee you that the right view will fall between these two edges. Now these lines, I can delete them later. Of course, they can be made to be for construction. Click on this, Control on the keyboard and hold it, click on this, and I can make them both for construction, and I can place them in, say, any layer. I can create a layer and name it construction entities and put them in it. But for now, let's go on with that. So these two, I'm going to delete them later on. Now, let's start. So as I've said, I'm standing here and looking from this side. Let me start by drawing this rectangle. This rectangle, since it is parallel to the right plane, it's going to appear in its true dimensions as it is. So it's going to be 50 by 15. Okay, so let's come to SolidWorks here, rectangle. I'm going to draw it, let's say, here, attaching it to this line, and it's going to be 15 units in height. Tab, and it's going to be 50 units or 50 millimeters in width. Okay, so this is that rectangle. Now, these lines should be in what? In the layer visible. Yeah, visible entities. This dimension here, Control on the keyboard, and this dimension have to be in the layer other dimensions. Okay, so here it is. So this rectangle. Now, as I said, this U shape will appear rectangles and when projected. Now, what are the dimensions of these rectangles? Now, let me show you this trick here. I guarantee you that this here, so if I draw a line from this point, like this, parallel, it's horizontal, I know it's horizontal because next to my mouse cursor here, I can see that yellow small square displaying a horizontal relation for this line, which is what I want. If I don't want it to be horizontal, I can move it a bit upwards, and this yellow small square would disappear, meaning this line is no longer horizontal. But if I go back to almost the horizontal position, SolidWorks will attach or snap to the exact horizontal position. So now I'm just going to click here. Now this line here is going to define the height of this line here, or this rectangle. So let me start by drawing this rectangle, the projection of this rectangle onto the right plane. Now this line here will have the length of a dimension of what? Is going to be 50 minus 15. Oh, it's going to be 15. Sorry. So it's going to be 15, exactly. 15 units. Whereas the projection on the right plane, which is going to be something like this, yeah? So we're going to draw the projection, which is this one here. Yeah, so this line here, the horizontal line, would be 15. Whereas the vertical line here would be the projection of this inclined line onto this right plane, which is parallel to this face here. And the length of this line is exactly the distance between this line here and this line here. So I need not calculate it, although I can calculate it. It's going to be actually 50 minus 15, which is 35, okay? Or you can simply project it, as I did here. So it's going to be a line that's vertically up from this point, yeah, and goes all the way till this line, which is going to be the same distance here. So let me draw that. So I need a rectangle here that starts, let's say, from here or here, well, either one. So if you draw this, so I'm going to start by drawing this one, but it has the same explanation as this one. So let's start by drawing this one, which is from here. So this point is actually this point. So click the height. I'm going to say you can dimension it to be 35, as you can see, but it's exactly where this one attaches here. So I'm going to click here. But what happens is that it makes it 35. However, I still need to here dimension the width, which is, let's say, from this line till this line. Okay, and that has to be 50. And this is the rectangle. Let's move it to the right layer. I'm gonna select everything here and put it in the layer visible entities, and the dimension, go to other and put it in dimensions. Okay, now you can mirror this, which is a good idea because I have a center line here in the middle. Okay, so I'm gonna draw, let's say, a line from the midpoint here to the midpoint here. I can extend it later, and I'm gonna make this line for construction, and I'm gonna put it in the layer center lines. Okay, but this line would define the mirror line that I want. So what I'll do is I'm gonna select this rectangle, Control on the keyboard, hold Control on the keyboard, click on this line, and just simply click on mirror entities. Okay, and here it is. Now this is how this face looks like from the right. Okay, good. Now there's something here that we have to discuss, which are this line here from this point till this point, and the similar one which is here. If we look here, do I have an edge, which is, we are referring to here to this place here? Yeah, here there is no line. Yeah, oh, sorry, no, what am I saying? No, please forget what I said. I have drawn this, yeah, and I have drawn this, but I still didn't draw this. Okay, from here, this line. This line, how do I draw it? It has a length of 20, of course. It's in the middle, but where is it located vertically? Okay, so the 20 distance, I already have it. It's from this line to this line. It's already drawn. So I need a horizontal line here, from here till here, which has a distance of 20, and it will be 20. However, I don't know where to draw it vertically, where to position it vertically. I can calculate it here using sines and cosines, but I can, which is what I recommend that you do, get it from the projection of here, from here. So this line here, which is this line here, okay, in the front view, when we were drawing the front view, yeah, we drew this line, remember, as a hidden line. This line, which is here, this one here, defines the height, the vertical height here in the right side view for this line, because they are the same elevation. So here, what I can do is I can simply go to line and draw a line which I can delete later, but this line here tells me where is the position of this 20 line here in the right side view. Okay, there. Now I can trim this line, by the way, and put it in the visible, so I go to trim entity, put it in the visible layers. I'm gonna trim it from here, trim it from here, and from here. Okay, now this line, I'm gonna click on it and put it in visible entities. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Now, okay, now okay, now there comes the problem of this line here, this from this point till this point, and from this point till this point. Are there really edges here and here? And the answer is no, because what you've drawn is an edge that's like this, but there is no edge here. Yeah, it's just simply if you imagine that you're putting your finger here on this area, and you're moving your finger such that you're feeling this surface, and if you arrive here, there is no edge. It's just simply going to be a smooth continuation. That's what you're going to feel with your finger. Therefore, there's no edge here, and therefore these have to be trimmed. So let me do that. Trim. Okay, so okay, that's what it is. Fine. Now what about here? Let's see. By the way, this line, I said I can delete it later, which is what I'm gonna do. So what about this area here between this point and this point? Is it really open like this, or is there an edge here? Okay, so here we're looking exactly at this place here. So yeah, there is an edge and we have to draw it. So let's draw a line from here to here and put it in visible entities. Okay, so that's what it is from this side. Now I'm not going to draw the hidden lines at this stage. I'll draw them later. For example, guys, this one. Let me just press undo. This center line, it has to be extended all the way upwards, because it's going to be the center line of this. So we're going to move it, actually, and then extend it. So leave this for now and we'll come to it later. Now I want, actually in a moment we'll come to it. Let's draw this cylindrical shape. As I told you, it's going to look exactly what it looks like here. So you can make a copy of this. And how do we do this? I'm going to select these entities, okay? And I'm going to go here to copy entities. And I'm going to say from to. So I'm going to copy them from, let's say, this point to, where should I place them? A smarter choice here would have been to select from the midpoint here, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to select these, come to here, copy entities, and I'm going to select from to here. The start point, this is what I was saying, from the midpoint here. Why? Because I have a similar point to land on here, which is the midpoint here. Okay, I didn't get the hidden lines, so let me do that. This, control this, and I can get the center line. Why not? This one, the annotation center line. And I'm going to go again to copy entities, again from the midpoint here to the midpoint here, and they're going to fall in the same exact location. Okay, so that's it basically. The center line, it goes all the way through till here, but here we have drawn previously a small line here, which I'm going to delete, and that's how it should look like. Okay, okay, that's it basically. Now we still have to discuss one more thing here, and okay, so these are the visible edges plus the cylindrical shape with its hidden rectangular projection of the hole. By the way, here, what happened here, since to this line, guys, look at it, exactly what I was explaining. In this view, this line goes hidden all the way downwards, okay, because this hole goes all the way down as we agreed to do it. Whereas in this view, what happened, it does go all the way downwards till it reaches the exit of the material, which is at this face here, which is aligned to this line here. However, this line, it's aligned to this line. However, there's exactly on top of it, and here you can see them in SolidWorks. On top of it, there's a nut, which is this one, a continuous line. And this obscures the hidden line and makes it a dashed line overlapped by a continuous line is equal to a continuous line. From where does this continuous line come from? It comes from this visible line and this visible line. Okay, so this is what it is now. So this is hidden, overlapped here by visible, hidden, overlapped by visible, and this is how it looks like. What else do I have? What other hidden edges do I have? And this, looking from the right side view of this part, I would have two hidden lines here. So one hidden line, let me show them to you, and then I'll explain them. So a line from here to here, and the mirror image of it from here till here. Both of these lines control on the keyboard. Click here with control on the keyboard. You get two lines here. Both of them have to be in the hidden entities. Okay, from where do these lines appear? Why do they appear actually? Actually, in reality, this is one complete hidden line from here till here. However, as I was saying, it's overlapped here with a visible line, which is this. Okay, this is overlapping the hidden line, which is the hidden line is here. So I'm gonna just represent it here as a dotted line. And from where do I get a hidden edge at this location? It's actually because of here. Let me show you. A line that is invisible from looking from the right, and that line extends. It's an edge. It's a physical edge. It extends from this point here inwards to the other side. Let me show it to you here. So this is the right side view. Yeah. Okay. Let me just rotate it. This hidden line or edge that I'm speaking about is where it's this one here. You have this edge. Okay, it exists. There is a physical edge there. However, looking from the right side as such, it is obscured by material here. However, that edge that I was telling you about extends from here till here, and it's hidden. By chance, there's a visible edge here overlapping it from this point to this point. So that hidden line, which starts here and actually ends here, is overlapped with the visible line, but only partially from here till here. And this is how it appears. Like, as I told you, this one continuous line all the way till here, that's overlapped by a visible line, and therefore it only appears hidden here and here. And that's actually, so that would conclude the right side view. Now, we still didn't finish our drawing. As we announced at the beginning, we are drawing section views in this video. We want to draw section views. And what we're going to do is that we're going to draw the front view in section. And that's what I'm going to do now. In order for me to draw the front view in section, first I have drawn the front view, as it is with all of its hidden lines. Most of the times and many times in section views, what happens is that hidden lines, they just go away. And actually, in section views, the general practice is in 95 or 99% of the cases, we do not draw any visible lines in section views, even if they do exist. Even if there is an invisible edge or a hidden edge in my section view, I do not draw it. Okay? So here, let's focus again on that thing, which is drawing the front in section. So here, I'm going to go, this is the front, okay, as we said. Now, the front in section would be doing what? Let me just here go backwards. Okay, to where I have the split where was the split object? Was it here? Let me check. Oh, okay. So the split object here, which is the cut object. So we need to imagine this time that I'm cutting my object. I'm splitting it. One of the parts I have to delete from my memory. Okay. And I'm left with the front view, but this time we're looking at it this way. A front view at the cut front object. We imagine that there's a knife that has cut this part, and therefore we need to place a hatch here, here, but not here. Here, yeah. Here, yes. Here, no. And what about here? Here, yes. Here. Here, yes. And here, no. Because here the knife does not cut anything. It passes, let's say you can imagine that it passes through air, here, and here, and here. So that's what you should draw. This thing, which is hatched in these areas. Now, the profile or the outer profile of this shape in section view will be the same, exact same as we have drawn it in the front view. So let's say, going back to SolidWorks, so this is the front view. So the outer profile will remain the same. However, where do I need to place my hatch is the thing that's going to change. And here, so here, let me just correct this because we're drawing something a bit different here. We have the hole extending all the way downwards, yeah. So here, this is actually what my front will look like, and here there's no hatch here. So this is the actual one that I want to draw. So just to make things clearer, let me just put the two screens here next to one another. So the three-dimensional drawing, which is this, and SolidWorks, which is here, and discuss what I'm going to do here. So here, I'm going to have a hatch here. Here, no hatch. No hatch here. This line disappears from this point to this point. Okay? And these are the modifications that I need to do. So let me start by trim and remove this line. The center line can stay. It's just for annotations. So here, there's no hatch. Now, this line and this line and this line and these control, I'm holding control on the keyboard, I'm just clicking them. All of the hidden lines here, which are selected here, which are shown here, these have to move to the layer visible. Oh, I didn't choose these two. Okay, fine. I'm choosing them again. Oh, I didn't. Okay, this line, control this line. They are invisible. In the visible. Okay, however, what? Oh, because I mirrored them from here. Okay, the changing, now I have to mirror them again. That's the thing. I mirrored them when they were dashed, but let me mirror them when they are visible so that it takes with the properties with it. Okay, so that's what it is. And here, why did I delete this line? I trimmed it by mistake. So let's draw a line from here till here. Okay. And wait, let me delete this line. This line here has to be in the layer visible. Okay. Okay. So, okay. So that's it. Now, by the way, here you need to trim this line, okay? Because here, when you cut the material in this location, there is no physical border anymore. So let me trim this. Why isn't it getting trimmed? Okay, so line actually from here till here, and that line that I've just drawn should be in the layer visible entities. Okay, and from here it's good. Okay, that's it. Now we are ready to place the hatches. And in order to place the hatches, let me just expand the SolidWorks here. In order to place the hatches, they are found in we were in Sketch, where we draw things, we mirror things, okay, trim. Now we have to go to annotation, okay, and go to area, hatch, or fill, and click on it. Here you see the shape of the hatch, which is, in general, we're going to place 45 degrees. However, this might change, the hatching lines might change sometimes to dashed lines, or several types of dashing, okay, or different patterns of these shapes, depending on the material that we are cutting in our section views. If we're using, let's say, steel, it has a different hatch. If we're using wood, aluminum, copper, every material has a different hatch, and you can find them, by the way, here. Okay, but the ANSI 31 hatch is the general hatch. Okay, if you want steel, aluminum, as I was saying, so it depends on the material. Plastics, you can choose different patterns for this hatch. Okay, cast iron, carbon steels, and other stuff, brass, and so on. For us, for now, we're going to use the ANSI 31, which is the general hatch at 45 degrees, which comes in this shape. By the way, you can color by here choosing hatch or a solid. Solid means this is how we color in SolidWorks. Let's say, just show you an example. If I want to color this area here, or I don't know, this area here, you just simply click here and you would color it with a certain color, and you say okay. Okay, you could have chosen the color and change it. If I click on it again, I can change the color, its color from here, by going how? Oh, by changing. Sorry, by changing. Yeah, we do this by changing the color in the layer. Okay, the layer to which it belongs. Okay, so this is just an example to show you. It's orange because it's in the layer hatch, which has an orange color. But in any case, now I want to draw the real hatch. Here I was just showing you an example. So once again, I go to annotations, area, hatch, and fill. Keep it like this. And here, I'm just going to put it in the layer hatch. Fine. And now I'm going to click on the areas, which is I'm going to click here. And then SolidWorks would choose the enclosure around the point which I clicked on. So I clicked on this point. SolidWorks picks the enclosure around this point. And I click here. And actually that's it. We're done. This is the hatching for the right side view. Sorry, the front view in section. Sorry. Okay. If I click here on the check, it appears as orange because it is in the layer hatch. Hatch has an orange color. And that would be the front view in section. Okay, so it replaces the front view. The right side view here is not in section. It doesn't have a hatch. It doesn't have a hatch. Now, what I want from you as an exercise after watching this video is to draw the top view of this part, which is, just let me show it to you here as a hint. Okay, I'm joining it again. The top view would look like this. Okay, so go ahead and in SolidWorks, draw the front end section, draw the side view as I've done here, place the dimensions, place them neatly, more neater or better than what I did here. Okay, and then draw the front view here. So this is the exercise for this video.